Good morning, all. My topic is eplerenone for chronic central serous chorioretinopathy with cystoid macular edema. No financial disclosure. The purpose was to evaluate the efficacy of eplerenone in the treatment of chronic central serous chorioretinopathy with cystoid macular edema. It was a retrospective interventional case series. 9 eyes of 6 patients with chronic CSCR with cystoid macular edema were included, and they were given oral eplerenone, 25 milligram once daily, and at least they had a follow-up of 6 months. Fundus fluorescent angiography and spectral domain OCT had been done for all these patients. Central macular thickness and SRF levels were recorded at baseline and every follow-up visit. Serum potassium also was measured in all these patients and recorded at baseline and follow-up visits. Patients were given a tablet eplerenone 25 milligram once daily for a period of at least 6 months in these patients. The results, like all the patients had a history of previous treatment with focal laser or transcutaneous thermotherapy. 3 eyes of 2 patients had complete resolution of SRF and CME. 7 eyes of 4 patients had complete resolution of subretinal fluid. 3 eyes of 2 patients had complete resolution of cystoid macular edema. And 2 eyes had a reduction in SRF as well as CME. No adverse effects were observed in these patients, and no hyperkalemia was also noted in these patients. Wilcoxon sign rank test was used. Best corrected visual acuity was conducted to logMAR for analysis, and there was no statistically significant difference in best corrected visual acuity between baseline and follow-up at 6 months. However, there were statistically significant difference in central macular thickness between baseline and final follow-up at 6 months. And also, there was a statistically significant difference in SRF level between the baseline and final follow-up at 6 months. Presenting few patients who had been given this eplerenone. Like here, we are seeing a chronic CSCR with multiple leaks, and the duration was around 1 year, and the baseline best corrected visual acuity was 612. So at presentation, there was fluid cystoid spaces. Subretinal fluid, and exactly in 2 months, like there was complete resolution in both the fluid as well as cystoid spaces, and that continued for another 6 months. In the left eye of the same patient, again, like the teardrop CSCR with already treated few scars were noted for previous laser. Here we can see the cystoid spaces as well as the fluid, which was decreasing like in the second month, as well as again there was a slight increase in the 4th month. Again there was a decrease. So the fluid has decreased, and also the cystoid spaces has decreased very well in the left eye. So this patient was also on eplerenone for 6 months. In the second case, in the right eye, there was again a scar here, like noted the window defect with diffuse leakage. Here you can see the fluid as well as the cystoid space. CME, which resolved in 2 months. Again, it is continued until 6 months. There was no fluid or no recurrence of the cystoid spaces. In the same patient, the left eye, there were multiple leaks. Noted as large subretinal scarring was there. Fibrotic scarring was seen. Here you can see this diffuse like a large cyst with the fluid and a PED, and there was a resolution in both the cyst and the fluid. In the third patient, again, multiple scars due to the previous treatment as well as the leakage. And here also there was a very good decrease in the fluid level, completely resolved, but also decrease in the cystoid macular level, like from the baseline compared to the 6 months. In the same patient, the left eye, again, there was a smokestack leak was noted. The baseline vision was 6.9. So the vision was maintained. The fluid had decreased completely, and however, cystoid spaces remained here with the PED still remaining. In the case 4, like you can see here, large cystoid spaces with fluid at baseline. Again, there was no reduction at 2 months. However, the reduction started at 4 months, and there was very minimal at the 6 months. In the case 5, there was not significant improvement in this patient. 618 vision and 387 central macular thickness. SRF at the fovea was nil, but however, this patient worsened even after treatment with oral eplerenone at 6 months. Coming to discussion, like cystoid macular edema is seen in severe forms of chronic CSCR. The pathogen is thought to be lying in the outer blood retinal barrier breakdown and deranged active fluid drainage due to a dysfunctional RPE layer. Visual acuity is usually poor in cases of chronic CSCR with CME and does not improve even after treatment due to the foveal RPE degeneration. Spontaneous resolution of cystoid macular edema in chronic CSCR is rare. Therefore, treatment of CSCR before the occurrence of CME is advisable. We know that like eplerenone has been shown to be effective in the treatment of chronic CSCR in recent studies. Mohabati et al. Had shown that PDT was effective in CSCR with complete resolution of CME in around 54% of cases. In a case report on the use of oral eplerenone in CSCR, both as SRF and IRF remained persistent. And another study, like where the subset analysis they had done, there was a resolution of CME in 3 out of 6 eyes. In our study, there was a resolution of SRF in 7 out of 9 eyes at the end of 6 months, and the complete resolution of CME in 3 out of 9 eyes. That is around 33.3%. However, our study had a limitation of lesser number of cases and shorter follow-up. Our study has shown a modest beneficial effect of eplerenone in the treatment of CSCR with cystoid macular edema, with resolution of SRF as well as reduction in CME. However, a large prospective study is warranted to study the efficacy of eplerenone in chronic CSCR with cystoid macular edema. These are my references. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Vignesh, for this excellent presentation. Now it is open for any discussion.
Yeah, Vignesh, good presentation. Basically, it's reducing the secondary, like needing, it's a, pathogenesis of the CSCR rather than reducing the CME and other factor, because they are all secondary side effects. Just wanted to know, and it will be a good tool when we don't have PDT as a choice of treatment right now in our armamentarium. If you want to choose, as like a baseline criteria, what all patients will like to choose? All chronic CSCR, or there is any particular specialty will you strictly want to rule them out for starting on this therapy?
Sir, and all chronic CSCRs, so like eplerenone is a good choice, sir. As we don't have PDT right now, the only other option is micropulse laser. But if we have bilateral cases with diffuse leakage or multifocal leaks, then eplerenone will be a good choice, sir. So only the limiting step will be like if they are having like other systemic comorbidities where we cannot use eplerenone, then we have to consider micropulse laser. Otherwise, like eplerenone as a monotherapy in these patients are found to be beneficial in my like other studies I'm currently doing, sir.
Good. That's what I wanted to say. Multifocal CSR will be a better option to start on treatment. So thank you very much for your presentation. Let's move on to the next paper, please.
Thank you.